Hey, Nat. How's it going? Can you hear me? But we'll go with it, eh? Sweet, guys. So yeah, for a start, thanks for jumping on. I'm just going to go for a bit of an introduction on how this will work, what you're going to get out of it tonight. For a start, probably interaction is the key for me. It lets me know you're listening. It also, this is more of a, it's meant to be more of a conversation so that we can work out some routines, work out where you're struggling, and then basically help you create a morning and night routine so that you can keep some consistency. Obviously, at the moment, it's pretty easy to lose that. So it's a good idea to have some really good routines in place. Cool. So for a start, maybe let's just go around the room and introduce yourselves, starting with Emma.
Yeah, hi, I'm Emma. What do I say? I joined the Evolved because I wanted to get strong so I could practice my handstands and do more pole. Obviously, the pole part has gone out the window a bit. So I'm really keen to understand what kind of exercises I can integrate into my daily routine and at what times it would be best to integrate those, whether it be in the morning. I'm currently doing it at midday because there seems to be less people out and about in the parks and by the river. So yeah, that's a bit about me.
Yeah, cool. The answer probably to what time of day, Emma, is any time that suits you. So essentially, like the more consistent it is, obviously the more likely you are to do it. So for example, like a lot of people will train before work because they know once they go to work, all the excuses come up, all the things they get in the way are more likely to jump in. But if you get it done first thing, it's done. But if you're the sort of person that likes a break during the day, then it's good to do it. Middle of the day. If you're someone who likes to use exercise to unwind, at the end of the night is always good as well. Cool. Sweet. Just for everyone that's just jumped on, basically we're just going around the room. It's pretty big. Everyone's got their own room. Just introduce yourselves and a little bit about, I guess, who you are, your current situation, what's going on, what challenges you're facing and what wins, so that we can always, work together as a group and then, keep that positive spirit. Liz, you're up.
I'm first. Hi everybody, I'm Liz. I am in my office. You can see my Beaufort Street.
Is that Storybridge?
No, that's the West Village Cranes.
Okay, cool.
And you can see all the work that's on my bed there, all the work I have to do. What was the other question? What did I have to say?
Yeah, what's your current situation and what's your biggest challenges, biggest wins at the moment?
So I'm working from home, like everybody else. But as I was waiting to come on, I was just thinking inside. I was thinking that prepping for food is going to be a lot easier now.
Yeah.
All the snacks are going to be easy to make. Like you can have them pre-chopped, and it's not going to be so. I don't have time because I can make time now because working from home gives you that flexibility.
Yep. I reckon there's no better time than ever to get things right, so.
The other thing I think, sorry Dylan, the other thing I think is going to be a challenge is making sure that you switch off work.
Yes. Yep. That's we're actually going to cover that tonight. So.
Oh, okay. Because that's the thing that I'm going to struggle with. And I think what I need to do, and I'm going to test it, I'm going to try this from tomorrow. I'm going to jump on my Bowflex trainer and then do everything else. I'm just going to make sure that I do that first before I do anything else.
First thing in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Yeah, awesome. Cool. Let's go with Nat.
Oh, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Sorry, I don't have my video on because I'm sitting on the lounge feeding a baby. So, and that is my biggest challenge, I guess. I'm a stay-at-home mom with a 9-month-old baby. Routine for myself is pretty much non-existent because, Poppy's my priority and my partner who I support who works. When I say support, I mean, emotional support, not financially.
Yeah.
But I've been coming to the Evolve now for a few months. I am seeing results, even though I'm not consistent with everything as much as I'd like to be. But I found just doing the little bits that I can here and there is getting me some progress. So that's good. Yeah, I guess for me, just not having a routine is my biggest challenge.
Not having what, sorry?
Not having a consistent routine, but still committing to my objectives, I guess. Still having to get out and exercise at some point in the day, regardless if it's morning or night, and making the right food choices.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, okay, cool. Sweet. I guess one thing with the food choices now, essentially because we are stuck at home, I guess it's when you go to the supermarket, just don't buy anything that's...
Yeah, right? That's the thing.
It's as easy as that, really. But today I bought 3 blocks of chocolate just in case we get locked down, so... But like as you know, Nat, it's all the little things that add up, and eventually over time you'll just eat better more and more. You'll just start to realize you might have let's say we got a scale of 1 to 10. You might have started at a 4 with nutrition and stuff like that. If you move to a 4.5, a 4.7, a 5, over the course of the years, you might eventually get to an 8, and you just slowly improve, and you'll find it gets easier and easier. It's just about learning, and then every time you say no, it's like those coins in that jar. Every time you make a no for that person, you're moving in the right direction. So cool. No, that's cool. Well, that's what we're going to talk about is routine. So here's Nat. David.
Evening all.
1 second. Who's the golden dong of thunder?
That's me.
That's Albie.
Is that your Tinder profile, bro? Anyway, you're on mute. Let's go, David. Yeah, who are you, mate?
That's what I live with. I've known Dylan for the last 2-3 years, intermittently in the last year, I suppose, been to the gym, but learned a lot about the routine and doing stuff when you don't want to. I'm working from home in the bedroom from an apartment for the last 2 days, and I did this about 6 years ago when I separated from my wife, and we were living at home, and I was working and sleeping in the study, and I got into some really bad habits in terms of the amount that I drank, sitting up at night. And funny, Liz, I think, said it earlier there about doing something first thing in the morning. I discovered that I needed to actually do that. Otherwise, I never allowed work and everything else just to creep in. And suddenly exercise was a reward that I never got round to. So yes, I've noticed literally in the last 2 days, I'm back to the same bad habits that I had. So yes, I need to get up and get out and do something for myself that is good and healthy. Otherwise, I'll just make excuses. And the other thing about work, I'm crap at working on my own. I needed to work with people, and now I'm confronted with my own inefficiencies, distractions, and I've got minutes for a meeting I have to write for tomorrow, which I still haven't done, but I've already poured a glass of vodka, so it's like I'm starting to mix in a bad way, sort of work and pleasure, which I know from previous experience will not be it's not a healthy, either physically or mentally, as I go further down the track. So that's why I'm quite happy to listen to you, Dylan, and take your instruction.
Okay, cool, man. when you were in that situation before, how did you actually pull yourself out of it? What was it that
I
made you change?
I started going swimming first thing in the morning. I had to do something, and I was doing it. I was taking the kids to school and then going swimming, and then realized I still wasn't getting around to actually sitting down to do any work until about 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So I changed it and then ended up swimming at 6 a.m. and would be back and take the kids to school after that. So at least I had achieved something for myself before I did anything else. And I think that is what I will need to do. And certainly I hear Liz saying that, you know, when you're surrounded by so much work and chaos around you, if I don't start out the right way, my day will just keep remaining chaos.
Own the morning, own the day. It's a
Mm.
really good quote. Yeah, if you win the morning, you win the day. So,
cheers. Yeah.
Cheers for sharing, bro. Had some good chat, so I'm looking forward to some more. Cool, man.
Not a bother.
All right, we'll go with Emma. So unmute you. Cool.
Hi.
Hey.
Yes, well, I said something in the beginning, but essentially I'm working from home, which isn't anything that new to me, really, because I work in isolation anyway, because I've just been here from the UK, completely alone. So that's all good. I just need to sort out my desk, because sitting down, I can't do sitting down all day. So I need to get my standing up desk sorted. I think I'm just, at the moment, I'm used to going to the gym essentially before starting work. And now I can't do that. I find it quite difficult to get myself motivated. So I completely agree with, I forgot what your name was. Was it Ben? What you were saying? The guy drinking vodka.
Yeah.
Yes, I relate a lot to what he's saying about staying on track with work. I still haven't worked today. I've just been running and doing random exercises. So I guess trying to understand when is best to work out and not overdoing it with either working out or drinking vodka, really.
Yeah.
Challenge.
So, yeah, cool. We'll dive into that, but we might lean on you a bit maybe during the call, Emma, just in regards to since you've already been working from home, you might have some really good tips. Albie, the golden dong of Thunder. Let's go with you, bro.
Can you hear me? I don't know how to work this bloody thing.
Yep, you're on.
Oh, okay. I have been thinking about this a little bit because I'm struggling. I've had the ups and downs trying to work from home since last week, and I'm a very tactile person. I'm a touchy-feely, cuddly person, so it's nice that now that David's working from home, so there's at least somebody I can talk to face to face. But I struggle with the no human contact part, which, you know, got no choice to. I'm just going to have to get used to that. But that's where I'm struggling the most, and that includes, you know, not being able to work out because that's, again, more human contact, and going to PT sessions is a normal way to de-stress, and every other way I normally de-stress is shut down and closed. So it's all a learning process right now to try to work out what I can do that helps make everything manageable right now.
That's cool, bro. I guess in a way, like for you now, like you've come so far, a long way since we obviously first started training together and now it's more about learning how to just be, I guess, you and learn how to deal with that stress in ways that, like, it doesn't require any external relief. So a bit more of an internal sort of stress relief is probably going to work really well for you, man. And I think we'll work on that a bit, bro, with our PT sessions, eh? So
Yeah, it sounds good.
Cool, bro. Nah, cheers for sharing. All right, Greg, where you at, man?
Yeah. All right.
Who are you, man? Where you from? What do you do?
I'm a shearer.
Yep.
In Tottenham, in central New South Wales. I working locally around here mainly.
Yeah.
Get fitter and stronger and stuff, and work towards some goals later on.
Yeah, cool, man. How's you and your family?
Yeah, no, they've been really good.
Yep.
We're sort of trying to keep away from major towns at the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
Then stick at home.
What's it
mainly.
like out in the rural sort of cities, man? Is it a bit hectic or?
No, it's not too bad actually.
Everyone's a bit quiet.
Yeah. Everyone. Yeah, I think everyone's just getting frustrated that you can't really buy anything at the moment. That's about it.
Is there not much out there?
No.
Yeah, cool.
But
cool, man.
no, there was for a while there, but then apparently people from Dubbo are coming out, buying stuff from our shops and stuff as well.
Yeah, it's hectic, eh?
Yeah.
Interesting to hear, man, from, since you're in a completely different location to us, it'd be cool to hear, I guess, as we go along. Sweet, bro. Cheers. And then, Christy, let's go with you.
So I'll just turn myself off mute. Oh, yeah? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, everyone. I guess where I'm kind of at is I've been training with Dylan for maybe 4 months and at the gym, feeling really great. I'm sort of feeling like it's changing my, Dylan talks heaps about becoming the person you want to be. And I think I'm sort of moving towards that. Got a bit scared around the gym shutting down, like what's happened, and sort of that kind of anxiety around, am I going to be able to still be that person, or will I drop back into being who I was? And that was a little bit scary and probably made me start thinking about my own strength and responsibility, that, the gym may not always be there, and I have to be taking really strong steps to becoming that person regardless. But I do really value the gym and the team and stuff. So just sort of trying to not be too emotional about it, and so that I kind of feel down or sad, because that's not a great space for me to be in a work, like in a fitness space. That sort of, when I get into that kind of feeling down, that's when it's really hard for me to exercise and to motivate myself. So been thinking just a bit about that. Definitely some blockages, like it's taken me till today to be able to do one of the home workouts. And I know that I don't work great. Like, I know that I love turning my brain off and just being told what to do at the gym. It's sort of, I don't have to look at what the exercise is. And so I pushed myself to kind of go, you can do it just one exercise at a time. And it's not quite, obviously it's not the same. You're not getting that vibe and the energy off everybody else, which is something that we all love. But I definitely found it really hard, and got through it and did really enjoy it. And it was that weird thing of, I know I love this, especially the strength stuff. Like, I know I love it. Why am I not just going downstairs and doing it? So some of the motivators around catching up with the crew, getting my morning coffee, feeling that stuff, that they're not there. So I have to be really finding that internal motivation that Dylan talks about heaps. So today's my first, the Savo's my first work from home day. I just sort of have cleaned the house and got my space really nice and feeling like I'm going to enjoy it and feeling like I'm going to like the flexibility of maybe exercising more at different times of the day, like maybe starting my day with a walk with Liv and down the river and kind of cleaning the cobwebs, and then maybe I'll do the workout a little bit later in the day, but seeing what that looks like for me and stuff.
Yep.
So yeah, I guess it's a work in progress.
Yeah,
Christy,
Yeah.
I feel the same because I joined I joined so I can turn 50, be fit and fabulous, and I turned 50 on the 23rd of April, right? So I'm not even going to celebrate my birthday because I've decided I'm going to turn 50 next year, not this year. But I find I've had a couple of obstacles, and I'm feeling very similar to you in that mindset. It's sort of like, is this going to get me back to what I used to be doing and not holding myself accountable, or am I going to consciously make a different decision for myself and commit to that person that I want to be? That's exactly how I started with Dylan as well. And just because I don't see him, he's like sitting on my shoulder, and I'm like, every time I'm thinking, do I do this? I'm like, well, no, because this isn't going to get you down that path. And I think for us, it's going to be, this is an opportunity to really see how we act out our resilience in this space. But I'm feeling you, sister.
Yeah, no, wow. Tony Robbins says that the quality of your questions determines the quality of your life. And if you're purely asking that question, am I going to go back? Am I strong enough to do this? You're looking for answers, and you're looking for answers whether the answers are going to come whether you want to go backwards, and the answer is whatever you want it to be. So if your question is, maybe swap the question from, am I going to go back to this? Swap it to, how am I actually going to improve through all of this? And every time you have that question, just take note of it, sit with it, and then just flip the question around and just keep looking for solutions and reasons why you want to go for that. And I guess this is why I'm more excited almost that we can coach in this way, because it's never really been about fitness for me. Like, obviously it's a big part of it, but I know 100% if you don't get this stuff right, you'll never really get anywhere. So yeah, just keep asking the questions. Those questions are there because it means something to you. And our brain, our subconscious, doesn't really like things unanswered. So it'll constantly be ticking over until you find the answer for it. So instead of avoiding that question, just keep asking more questions. Cool. So it's like, am I going to go backwards? Or it's like, why do I want to go backwards? How can I go forwards? You know, like, and just keep flipping the questions. Set yourself, have that alter ego, that identity, you know, and have a conversation with that person. If it's identity that you want to be, just ask them, like, is this what you would do? You know, it's a little bit of, you know, those voices in your head, but that's who we're moving towards. So good chat, girls. Cool. And guys, so I guess, yeah, tonight. So essentially what I want to help you with tonight is how to get a morning and a night routine. This is going to be a little bit of a basic structure, but there's a couple of things that I've learned from some really successful people that basically they do on a day-to-day basis. Every successful person in the world has some form of morning routine, and we all have a morning routine right now. It's just, does that routine serve us? And people are like, oh, I don't have a routine, I'm out of routine. Well, it's like you actually do have a routine, because we're just turning on that subconscious. And we just basically follow the same patterns every single day. And to create a new routine, we actually have to put some time into it and work on it. And it's not going to happen overnight, but if you start to have a bit of structure, you'll find it sits even more. So before we get into that, I thought I'd talk about, because I wanted to go over morning, day and night. And I was going to save the day till the end, but I think it's probably the most important part. And it's something this is what's getting me out of bed at the moment, because obviously my situation, like my dream has been closed. You know, it's been quite sad, like having all the conversations with everyone, like probably half the gym at least has either lost their job, or friends and family have lost their jobs, so they're supporting them now. There's also been heaps of positivity and lots of cool stories. But for me, I'm like, well, actually, I can do this wherever. So basically, the number one thing that is super important for everyone right now is you got to make your day count. Okay, so if you've got no reason to actually go through your day, well, you're not going to get a lot done. If you feel like you're just treading water, spinning the wheels, eventually you're just going to either fall into depression, or you're just going to get lazier and lazier. You're going to start to turn to things that are either going to be one, a distraction, or it's just going to take you away from that situation. This could be drinking, this could be just watching Netflix instead of doing work. But if we actually make our days count and make it matter, we're going to come out of this really well. And I guess things that you can really do is, like, if you are still working, currently, like the Prime Minister said it, but if you take it in a different way, like every single person that has a job right now, it's extremely important. They reckon something like 13% of people are going to be unemployed by the end of the year. So in a way, anyone that can provide, some sort of income, some sort of tax to help fund all of this is extremely important. So every single person that's working right now, your job is important. So I guess just make sure that we're going to do it. Make sure that your work matters, and really take pride in the fact that, in some way you're probably still contributing to society. And, at the other end of things, you might be able to help other people. If you're not working, family is probably the number one thing. Family probably before work as well. I'm about to go, if we go into lockdown, I'm going to be in lockdown with my mother. So David knows a few stories about this, but I haven't shot her just yet, but it could get close. It's almost going to force us to, I guess, build a relationship. And it's something I'm always avoiding, and I know I should be doing it. So, it might be a good time to do that. Also, I'm going to get to spend a lot of time with Hunter, and I'm really excited for that. For him, his park's been taken away. He can't go to the museums. He can't do all this stuff. But he doesn't really care, eh? He's just happy if we're present. It's something that I've had to learn lately, because I have been so focused on work for so many years now, and I've actually missed out on a lot of people along the way. So it's something that I'm actually quite looking forward to. If you need start a new hobby, learn a new skill, there's plenty of online courses. You can go to something like Udemy, $10 for an online course, and pretty much anything you want to learn. So if you do need to make money, there's online courses there that can teach you different things. So check out that. And basically just don't do nothing. Every single one of us is extremely important now. If you can, spread some positivity around the world, reach out to a friend, have a chat, just make your days count, because it's going to be really important. And that's what motivates me and what drives me. It always has. And it's pretty awesome to see you guys on here tonight. So I'm just going to get into, for a start, basically a little structure for a morning routine. And I've got this all on a Google Sheet. Our girls in the gym doing the 12-week challenge, I've sent this over, but having a morning routine is really important, because how you start your day is essentially how you're going to finish it. So there's probably 3 parts to our morning routine that we really want to make sure we get on point. The first part is the mind. So we want to make sure our mind is good. Then we want to get our body right. Then we want to start the day off with some success. And then we just want to get that motivation happening. So when I talk about the mind for a start, so when I wake up in the morning, the first thing my mind does generally is starts to think about work. It starts to think, what have I got to do today? I got all these ideas racing in my head. I got all these questions I'm asking, but all I'm doing is spinning the wheels. I'm not actually getting any clarity. So I have to slow that down right from the start. So for me, what I do is actually a 10-minute meditation. So what I do is I set my alarm for a time. So having the same wake up time is actually really important because it just keeps that consistent routine. It gives you, keeps your body in a nice routine as well. But so setting my alarm, what I'll do first thing is I'll push the snooze button, and that's about a 10-minute window where I actually do my meditation. So with that meditation, it's a 3M meditation by a lady named Emily Fletcher. If anyone wants a link to the book, Stress Less, Accomplish More, it's a very good book. But her one is you start off with a mindfulness practice. So essentially connecting to your body. Once you've sort of connected to the body, you can start to become a bit more present rather than just all these thoughts going on. Then what you want to do is start a mantra. So, or a mantra, however you pronounce it here in Australia. How do they pronounce it in Ireland, David?
Mantra. Mantra.
Yeah, cool. Sweet. So yeah, basically like what you want to do is select just one word. And that one word has got to have some sort of meaning connected to it. And you can pick different words. My word at the moment is just one. So the reason I use the word one is because it's one focus, one task, one love. You know, it connects me to thinking about one thing rather than 100 things that I've always got going on. And just repeating that word, one. And then every time my mind wanders back to, you know, these million tasks, you just keep bringing it back to that word, one. And that will just give you some center and clarity. And then you just remind yourself throughout this mantra of what that word means to you. It could be something like, say you need to show up to a meeting and you really need a powerful presence. It could be the word power, you know, or it could be, you know, it could be passion. It could be anything that just you need, whatever you need for the day, you're just going to repeat that word over and over again. You do that for 10 minutes, and then basically you're going to start go into a manifestation practice. And what that is you pick 3 words and basically just repeat them over for about 3 to 5 minutes. And those 3 words are what you want to attract to your day so that you know you can have a successful day. So the other morning I used the words, I can't remember because it's the other morning, but for example, like for my day, I needed consistency. So I repeated the word consistency. So I had to think of the 3 traits that I needed that were going to give me a successful day. So selecting those 3 words is going to be really powerful. After that, what you can do, if that's not your thing, you can write in a gratitude journal, or you can just sit there and lie for 5 minutes and think about the 3 things that you're actually grateful for. And that's, once again, it's centering it, but it's also like in a world with a lot of negativity, a lot of bad situations going on at the moment. If you can bring it back to what you're grateful for, you're gonna just set up that positive mindset for the day, and it's gonna create a lot of a lot of good positive momentum for the day. And so the reason why this is first, it's before you even get out of bed. So you're setting up your mind basically with positive momentum so that the rest of your day is going to flow on. Cool. And then after that, we want to basically get into our success routines. So the first one is we want to get a couple of things. So what you want to do is the first thing in the day, once again, creating positive momentum. So the first one is that either do something you don't want to do, or something that you know once you've done it, you've ticked off one thing for the day. One of those things is making your bed. David, we're judging you because we can see your bed in the background, but that's it's cool. So
I've had 2 meetings today. It's definitely made.
But making that bed, this is there's a Navy SEAL video or something, but in the Army, that's why they make their bed first thing in the morning, because it's something you don't necessarily want to do, but it's that trait of ticking off something that you don't really want to do for a start of the day, and it creates that positive momentum. And then the other thing, when you come back at the end of the day, if you've had a shit day, at least your bed's made, So it's a good one. The other one is having a cold shower. So David does this as well. He goes swimming when it's cold. But having that cold shower in the morning, once again, it's telling your brain, you know that's going to be uncomfortable. You know it's not going to be that pleasant, but you know the benefits of it afterwards are really good. So getting in that cold shower, getting uncomfortable, that's just telling your subconscious that, okay, whatever else comes out that's uncomfortable today, I'm ready for it. I've already prepared myself for that. And that's before you get out of bed. That's before you start your day. Another one could be is maybe read 10 pages of a book. So it could be a subject you're learning. It could be something that you need for work. But just get into that habit of getting your mind ticking over and nourishing your brain with education. And that could come in the form of an audio book, like say you go for a morning walk, chucking on an audio book, learning something new. The more you learn, the more you grow. So, and then we want to start to look at our body. So first thing you want to do is hydrate your body. So taking a big glass of water for the start of the morning, always before caffeine or coffee. So taking a big cold glass of water. You can add stuff like apple cider vinegar, pink salts, lemon juice, just to get those electrolytes, get all your digestion starting to tick over, and it just keeps those nice healthy habits in for a start. Sometimes a green smoothie can be really good as well. Yeah, cool. And then basically you want to get some movement in. So for everyone that's looking at what time of day they want to do their movement, generally, if you get your movement done in the morning, it's going to set up your whole entire day. Pretty much if I see everyone at the gym over the last 3 years, the people on average that are probably more successful with their health and fitness are probably the people that come to the 5:30 and the 6:30 a.m. sessions. Just because things come up, life gets in the way, and then at night time, anything can come up, and then it's just too easy to say no. So if you know that, basically make your exercise a priority, and it can come in the form of like going for a walk with your loved ones if you've got the time, taking a dog for a walk. You could, during that time, you could use like a habit stack. So go for your walk, go for your swim in the morning, row your boat, ride your bike, whatever you want to do. And then listening to an audio book while you're doing that, or it could be getting in your morning workout, and that's going to be really powerful as well. And then the next thing too is like building like a power playlist. So this is similar to, I guess, the meditation, but your power playlist is essentially a playlist of music that you've selected yourself that gets you into a certain mindset or a certain mood. And that could be like, today I had to put together a heap of like equipment in my house, and someone on Instagram was playing Du Hast by, I don't know, some real angry German band. And so I was playing Du Hast while I was putting on the stuff, and I was like, I got heaps of stuff done. So a bit of heavy metal could be your playlist. It could be some reggae if you want to chill. Just whatever your sort of music that gets you in the mood that you need to. And have 2 or 3 playlists that are going to be really good for that. So what I'm going to do is actually open it up. So I'm going to unmute everyone for now, and just give us a little bit of feedback on that. Is there anything in there that you can take away from that and add into your routine?
Yeah, I was finding when I was on camp out and stuff that I would get up at 5 o'clock and go for a walk.
Yeah.
But I'd get up, get dressed, go for a walk, and then come back and have a drink and start my day getting organised. So that way my blood's already going. And
yeah. You were doing that really helpful course too, weren't you, man? Yeah. It's a good habit, man, just to get into that movement from the start.
Yeah, because then you're up and going, sort of. But and also have the same problem where my mind races in the mornings. So just got to keep. It's good to listen to music and just go for a wander and calm my mind down a bit and stuff as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Anyone
Whereas
else?
I did the exact opposite this morning and had a meeting at 9 a.m. So woke up at 8:30. Made coffee and was sitting here just going, yeah, I'm really efficient. But the downside of that is that I've given myself no preparation for the day, so it just stumbles on, and it's an instant shambles.
Dylan.
Yeah.
Those of us that are working from home, maybe we can have a little Facebook chat group connect
for
throughout
sure.
the day. Just
Liz,
to check
can I put you in charge of setting that up on Facebook then?
Sure.
Cool. Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, that's if anybody, who else is interested in something like that? I know I am.
Yeah, chuck it on the group and just ask who's keen if you're working from home, and we'll set it up. So.
Okay, because I find I've worked from home before, but never for a long period of time. And I still get up at 6:30, but I'm not really doing anything other than coming straight into the room and start working. So that's not good. So just as you were talking, I was thinking again with that imaginary conversation I have with you in my head, what am I going to commit to? And I was thinking, I made some notes. So I'm going to still wake up at 6:30. I'm going to do 5 minutes on my bike.
Yeah.
I'm going to shower, and then I'm going to get dressed as if I am going to work.
Perfect. Yeah.
And
that's actually a really good one. So in that book, The Alter Ego, it's like when you go to work, you change into your work clothes. As soon as you get home, like say you're a parent or a wife or just whatever, change into the clothes of that person. So change into your dad clothes, change into your wife clothes, you know? Don't just sit around in your work clothes. Try have separation so that.
Yeah, no, and I thought throughout the day, what I'll do is, if I finish a particular complicated thinking task, I'll jump on the bike again for another 5 minutes.
Yep.
And what I'm going to try to do tomorrow is end the day with some stretches, because we've got a roof terrace thing. So I might just take my mat and an app or something and just do some stretches, because I don't have a sit-stand desk, which I would love to have one, and that'll help with maintaining the.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and see how that goes for a week.
Yeah.
I'll report back.
Yeah, cool. I guess one way of looking at it is like fill your cup first. If you start your day without looking after yourself first, you're always going to be playing catch up. So look after yourself and then move on to your day. Sweet. Anyone else get anything out of that?
I think it'll be like I've been watching like ABC, checking out all the what's happened overnight, and then feeling probably feeling a bit anxious about everything that's happening. And today when we went for a walk, it was so nice just to go kind of remind yourself one, how lucky we are, what a beautiful place kind of that we're in. I'm lucky that I live really close to the river, so that's pretty awesome. But also that the world, that it's not all falling apart, just kind of, while it is in some areas and it's a really big deal, but there's still some real beauty around us to not ignore. So I think going for a walk is great, and then I might come home and do the strength session, if it's a Monday, Wednesday or Friday. I want to try and keep what we kind of been doing all along, so still keeping Tuesday, Thursday for more cardio stuff. And so start the day, do a bit of meditation, have a big drink of water, go for a walk, do the strength session, and then be kind of ready and back at my desk by 9 to start my day. And then if I kind of get motivated, on my lunch break or after work, I can just go and get some more steps, go for another walk or something. But I know the guts of my workout's done. There's no pressure to kind of do anything else, but it's also really nice to be at home where I can just, step outside, put my shoes on and go for a walk.
Yeah, that's awesome, eh? Yeah, no, that's really good. And it's once again about just creating that positive momentum. You tick off those little things, and the more consistent it is, the more of a sequence it is, the more likely you'll just find less and less resistance with it. So that's really cool. Cool. No, awesome. Cool, guys. I'm going to quickly go through the night routine. So on the flip side, like a night routine is the exact opposite of a morning routine. Instead of creating positive momentum, I haven't thought of a word for this, but we want to go the other way and just switch off. So what we want to do is essentially we want to have 90 minutes before bed. What we want to do is have zero technology. Cool. And this could mean, Christy, like what you said, going for a walk, you know, like 90 minutes before bed, maybe go for a walk, just completely phones are gone, connecting with your loved ones. Zero alcohol 90 minutes before bed. There's a reason why. So with alcohol, essentially it takes 1 hour for an alcoholic beverage to digest in your system or to process. And what that does is actually affects your REM sleep. So what that means is that you won't actually fall asleep until the alcohol has actually been processed in your body. So let's say you have 2 glasses of wine before bed. That's going to take 2 hours essentially to process, and you're not actually going to start going to sleep until that wine's processed. So say you're getting to bed and you think you're getting 8 hours of sleep, you're actually not getting that 8 hours because you're taking off 2 hours of your sleep with alcohol. So zero alcohol before, oh no.
What happened?
Don't know.
He's gone. Something must have happened to his internet.
Or a Zoom meeting? Is there a time limit or something on it?
Maybe.
I think it's pretty convenient. It stopped working when he started talking about not drinking alcohol.
Alcohol.
That
I
sounds
hear-
like
I
something
hear-
David would do.